Welcome back, bitches and baddies. Yeah, okay, we're starting out cursing, which is great. No, this microphone doesn't work. I've been going insane trying to make it work. But anyway, welcome to Vlogmas. We're doing this for the aesthetic and because I want to feel like I've leveled up in life. Without further ado, let's talk about how I don't catch feelings. ... Not to be controversial or anything. Number one, I've already been in a relationship, and whilst there were many happy moments, I was so miserable for so long because I was with the wrong person. Ergo, I won't just jump into a relationship with anybody.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Really? I won't just jump into a relationship with anybody because I know the cost of it. Number two, I have goals. A lot of them. I have a lot of goals. And when I tell you, no man, dude, will ever feed me the way that my goals do. I spend so much time working towards my happiness and fulfillment in life that I can see the majority of men for what they are to me. If they're not friends or colleagues, they're a distraction. So I can have fun and enjoy, like dessert, as Cher would say, but they're definitely not the main course. They're not. They used to be. One of them especially was. Actually, no, a couple, including my ex, because I didn't have a life of my own. But now I have a life of my own that I'm actually building and invested in, and that I love, and that is my only constant in life. So like, how could anything else be the main course? I'm obsessed with my goals. They're so much more fun and reliable. Number three, I live with my parents, which keeps me pretty grounded and aware of my position in life. Basically, I have no business making a relationship my priority when I have people to make proud, quite honestly. I have a life to build, and I don't know, like I see my parents work super hard, and for me to just be like, whatever, I'm gonna chase after men and I'm gonna like simp and literally just like spend every day forgetting about everything that my parents have done to invest in me. Excuse me, like that just doesn't sit right. Like, you know, like again, like I said, like dessert, you know, they're not the main sitch, because to make them the main sitch would just be to do a huge disservice, not only to myself, but to my parents, who worked so damn hard, and my ancestors, who worked super ridiculously hard. You know what I mean? Number four, I caught feelings so badly in the past once. This is with the person that I wasn't in a relationship with, that I know the warning signs in myself, so I know what to look out for. This includes obsession, like a ridiculous level of obsession, like who, what, when, where, when, how, etc. Everything. When are they coming home? What are they doing? Who are they with? Oh my god. Do they think this about me? Do they think that about me? Just stupid noise. And that obsession came from me not being obsessed with myself and my life enough. Also, like a ridiculous level of emotional ups and downs. Like so much fluctuation throughout the day, throughout the weeks, throughout the months. Even like just watching tarot reading upon tarot reading upon tarot reading, because I was so insecure in myself. I lacked a full social life and confidence in my ability to achieve my goals, and I just had like really poor emotional management. So anytime I sense that I'm feeling a little insecure, or I know that I've just had a confidence hit, I take some space. I don't mess around with guys, because I'm like, again, dessert, priorities. We need to pour into ourselves. They're never going to fill you up the way that you want them to if you can't take care of yourself, sweetie. Number five, I don't actually date them. Guys, okay, so we're getting a little personal here, but I don't date them. I don't do situationships. I can't say this on YouTube, can I? We do the do. We have fun. That's it. Okay? I don't do hangouts. I don't do like, let's see how it goes. Let's just go with the flow. You know, no, we're either doing the adult stuff or we're dating. There's no in between. I categorize, you know? No in between shit. When I say fun, like, okay, I'm just reading off what I wrote because I'm so professional. I say, okay, most we can go get a coffee or a bite. At most, see a movie, which is something that I actually don't even do myself. Like, I don't have the time. It would be more just like if we talked about seeing a particular movie and I was intrigued, then yeah, sure, why not? Let's go see a movie. But I would not do anything romantic, like the type of stuff you'd see in a movie, or the type of stuff that you would associate with a romantic relationship, like feeding each other. Like, no, unless it's in the bedroom. Like, no. I don't do sleepovers, day dates. I don't do sleepovers. I don't even do sleepovers with my regular, like, non-sexual friends. Yeah. I don't do the let's keep trying new things together, meet each other's friends and families, but not define what we are type of thing. No, none of that. It's either we're doing that or we're dating. And dating is a whole other ball game. I'll get into that in a bit. Number 6, logic. Okay, I'm sorry if the looks like changed a bit. I just want to check my storage. I don't really go away with the fairies much. Like, to put it simply, if I wanted to date them, I wouldn't be doing said things with them because that wouldn't help me in the long run. My strategy for dating is very different to my strategy for other stuff. Don't get me wrong, like sometimes my hormones will have me playing out a little scenario in my head and then I'm like, oh, okay. So what I do, I kind of nip it in the bud. The way that I do that is I say, okay, Mahika, sure, let's say that they were your boyfriend. Let's say that magically they did have a thing for you and, you know, they were your boyfriend. I'd be miserable. Because, like, what could they possibly offer me? If I wanted to be with them by now, I would be pursuing that. Like, I'd be giving that energy, you know, because thinking about actually achieving that, like getting them to be my boyfriend, perhaps, like if that's where the delulu comes in, right? I play it out and I realize how it's a moot point or whatever. I realize everything I don't want again. Like, there's a reason, very obvious one, as to why I'm not putting them in the dating category. And usually if I just play it out and follow it through in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, that's why. And it's honestly like, what are they gonna give me? Like, romance? Like, that's all well and good for like the first few days, not even weeks, few days. And then when that runs out, like, there's nothing left. It's not enough. It goes stale. It dies real quick if I don't even find you interesting on a regular fucking Tuesday. You know what I mean? There's no shade to them. It's just like, if you're not my person on a regular day without the romance, you're not gonna be my person of the roses and flowers. Like, that shit's gonna die. I was gonna say chocolates, and then, you know, it's gonna be eaten. Anyway, it's one thing to crave having a boyfriend, it's another to actually crave a boyfriend in them. Do you want a boyfriend or do you want them? You know, does that make sense? I don't know. There's so much compatibility out there waiting for me. A small shred of chemistry isn't enough for me to justify me joining myself and my life to somebody. I can appreciate the thoughts that may come up, you know, and I look at them and I'm like, okay, is this coming from a place of loneliness? Is this coming, you know, because there was a certain personality trait they exuded that I actually would like in my dream person. It's just the rest isn't there, you know, like you'll know when it's the right person for you. And I just don't want to play with myself like that. I'm here to get what I want in the most respectful way possible, and I know you are too. We can be kind to each other, we can get along. More on that in a second. Number 7, I'm not in denial about an attachment. When I say, like, I don't catch feelings, I mean mushy gushy, romantic. I'm thinking of having all of your children. Like, that's what I mean. But it's natural to form an attachment. I'm not in denial about that. I think there's such a narrative, like, you just do this and then you drop them and then you're real nasty and you have no emotions, you have no heart, you're heartless. And you're like, no, I'm not heartless. This person is still a human being. I'm still a human being, but I'm when I say feelings, like, I'm not catching the mushy stuff, but I'm okay with having a fondness towards the person, you know? It's not a crime to get along with them, maybe even have a laugh with them. Like, each person that I've been with has been an adventure and an experience for me to look back on, and they have a special place in my memory, and I can't wait that, you know, one day when I'm 80 years old and I'm not as mobile and all, to be honest, knowing me, we'll see. But, you know, I'll have great stuff to look back on, lots of lessons and people that I got to know in a variety of different contexts, and it's not that deep, you know? You can like somebody, enjoy their company, and not be in love with them, not want to spend the rest of your life with them. You can be respectful. I feel like there's so much extremity, is that the word? Like, people are so extreme in their views nowadays. It doesn't allow for an open-minded conversation, and I'm not here trying to promote anything, by the way. This is me just talking about my life. Number 8, don't do it with someone you would date or your ideal person. No. Like, physically, okay, that's not too bad, because physically, if they're your ideal person, that's not enough to actually make you fall in love with them. You know what I mean? But if they're your type personality-wise and they tick all the non-negotiable boxes, don't do that. Don't put them in that category. You can put them in the I'd like to date you category, but not the other stuff, because you will just break your own heart. It's not worth it. You will catch feelings. Guaranteed. If they're your ideal person, duh. So I usually just, if I have to pick, like, it'll be somebody that I'm attracted to, but I just haven't found somebody that's actually worth dating. So if and when I do, I haven't been in the situation of messing around with somebody that I would actually want to be in a relationship with, and I don't intend on being in it, because it just sounds really messy. Of course, if you want to do certain things with somebody that you're dating, like, obviously you can, just wait a little bit. Different strategies. Number 9, I don't put all my eggs in one basket, and I don't recommend that you do that either, whether it is like a dating context or any other context. Just to be clear, I'm not out every weekend experimenting with new people all the time. Not that I need to explain myself, but just so that you can sort of get a feel for the lifestyle, if you will. I mean, people are free to do whatever they want to do, but I still feel that if you're out doing that, like, all the time with somebody new, that, quite honestly, you're being quite reckless with yourself and your time and your energy and your health, and I wouldn't recommend that. But what I'm saying is, like, let people have their season. Stay in the game. Don't retire from the game. Like, don't be, I guess, feeling all romantic just because you've gone and over-romanticized an ounce of kindness, like 2% of kindness that this person has done you on an insecure day. Like, no. It's one thing to know you have options, it's another to feel it. You gotta stay in the game to feel it. Keep meeting people, okay? That doesn't necessarily mean sleeping with them. Keep meeting them. If you want to talk to them, talk to them. If you want to date them, date them. If you want to be on the dating apps, be on the dating apps. If you want to flirt with that barista at your local coffee shop, flirt with that barista and let it go nowhere. You know what I mean? Like, you feeling yourself and you enjoying yourself and being, like, and feeling delicious in yourself and your body should not be contingent on the presence of one individual. You know what I'm saying? Like, just go somewhere and be eye candy. It's fun. For more tips like this, subscribe. We've got more good stuff coming. Number 10. Shamelessly, I remember how much I love the game. The truth is, I love a good flirt. I love a cheeky tease. I love the ability to flirt whenever, wherever, I mean, obviously within reason, and just not give a damn and not feel guilty about it. To not be owned by anyone, if you will. The ability to express my sexuality and enjoy it fully and take it with me wherever I go. And like I said, no guilt. I'm not here lying about it as well. And I think that, quite honestly, I'd rather be judged for my honesty than, is condemned the right word? Shamed relentlessly later on for dishonesty. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't lead people on. I'm not here lying about what I want. I'm quite to the point, and I'm sorry if that offends you, but it's not illegal, you know? Nothing that I participate in is illegal, and so I'm just a woman being honest about my desires. I know that can ruffle a few feathers, but I love the game. I love the game. I can't speak for the version of me that exists a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. She could very much disagree. She could be in a different place. I respect that. I can only speak on where I am now. But anyway, let's get back to the point. I like the feeling of not owing anybody anything. I mean, I owe people respect, of course, general respect, communication, honesty. But the freedom of that, you know, like why should I settle down? I'm beautiful, I'm hot, I'm young. I'm not the only person that knows that, right? So let me enjoy that in the way that is best for me. And this, for now, is what's best for me. The right person, like if I met the right person, like I said, I haven't met somebody that's worth giving up the fun for and the freedom for. But if I were to meet them, then I could consider settling down for sure. But am I ready for that? No. Financially, no. Energetically, no. I'm not emotionally mature enough, and I'm okay with admitting that. And I look back at my 20-year-old self who was in a relationship, and part of me is like, what were you doing? Like, you did not have the maturity for it. It's a responsibility, and I like not having the responsibility. The way that a woman should be able to proudly express that she doesn't want the responsibility of children, I too should be able to proudly express that I don't want the the responsibility of a relationship. There's already enough to worry about. Like, no, I'm good. I'm good. And then if we go into logistics, like on top of that, my plans for what I want to do with my life are still very much moving. And for me, for the next 5 to 10 years, I think I might want to move around a bit. And that's a lot to put somebody through. You know, they got to be down. They got to be down for that. They got to be down for my unpredictability. They got to be okay with the fact that I might just want to pack up and leave if I'm not feeling it anymore. I want to overhaul my life. Like, and that, to be honest, I don't really want to do that to somebody, and I don't want to do that to myself because heartbreak sucks. Like, it sucks, and it's kind of inevitable, but like, why get into something when you know that there's a high likelihood of you being like, well, my bigger priority is not you. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, they're not really excuses, they're just very valid real reasons as to why being in a relationship could be very suffocating to someone like me, at least the version of me I am right now. But going back to the fun stuff, I love the adventure. I love the stories. I love to play and push and pull and, you know, catch sneaky glances and cheeky winks in the game of seduction. It is just fun to me. I do enjoy it. Completely shameless, and have been since I was like 15, and I don't want to apologize for that. I enjoy it. Am I the biggest flirt? Am I the biggest, you know, how around? No. You know, not that it matters, but like, my version of it, my side of it, I thoroughly enjoy, and I'm not going to be this young and beautiful forever. And I'm aware of that, and I don't want that. One day I have a daughter of my own. I mean, obviously I want her to be safe, and of course, come to think of it, knowing what nonsense I've dealt with, like, I hope she values herself more than I valued myself in the past. But I wouldn't want to be envious of her youth. I wouldn't want to be envious of her beauty and her freedom and her opportunity. I want to know that I've lived my life. I'm not saying this is my mum, by the way, not at all. But I just know that I could be that. I could be resentful if I don't soak up the good and everything that I have now. And man, let's shut up with that. I just like enjoy the game. Like, right now I have 3, well, actually kind of 2 work boyfriends. Nothing serious, obviously, but I love a good flirt. You know, I love a good flirt. Obviously, I do work. Work comes first, guys. Please just know that. But like, I love having, you know, my boyfriends, my boyfriends. So just a big old joke. And again, to be clear, like, I'm not flirting with people that are in relationships. I don't do that. It's not my vibe. But I'm just enjoying. Okay, so like, the last thing I want to say is that this is not really a point, but truly I am just following my happiness and what feels right to me, and this is what feels right to me right now, and I'm not gonna apologize for it. I get my needs met. I don't lie. I don't lead people on. yeah, I'm not gonna feel bad about this, and I know people are gonna judge regardless. Like, if you're a woman talking about it, well, if you're a woman, people are gonna judge you. If you're a woman talking about your sexuality and your sexual experiences, people are gonna judge you, whether they are, you know, let's say not average, if they're diverse and, you know, filled with the most incredible stories, or if they're like the most boring thing in the world. Like, people are gonna judge you irrespective of whatever you say or do. So whatever. I don't need to justify my choices, especially as they're not illegal. I'm just sharing, and I want to say also, like, if none of these points resonate with you, like, maybe this lifestyle isn't for you. I say lifestyle as if it's like, you know, a thing. It's not really a thing, it's just a background noise thing, but that's okay. Like, it's okay to be not that type of person. It's okay to crave commitment above everything else, and to not resonate with an ounce of what I've said, and that's okay. Like, you're just a different person, or you could just be in a very different phase of your life, and that could be me a year from now. Like, it's no problem. I mean, I look back at who I was at 23, and I mean, I'd say between 23 and 24 there hasn't been a massive change, but between 22 and 23 there was a change. Between 21 and, you know, 20 and all of that, like, I look at how my desires and how I express those desires have evolved, and I'm sure a year or two from now I'll look back and have something to say to this version of me. But that's for me to discover, and, like, in my own timing, at my own pace. It's my story, my journey, and yeah, I guess that summarizes how I don't catch feelings. Yeah, let me know what you guys think, and how you feel, and if you catch feelings, if you don't, what that experience is like for you. If any of these points resonate with you, please don't be mean. You know, I mean, I know some people might want to be, especially just women haters, but you know, you can provide insight without being nasty. If you wouldn't say it to my face, don't type it. Don't be rude. But that's it. Appreciation. And I'm out. See ya.